there was a big piece of news pertaining to Division One men's and women's basketball in terms of the transfer portal. What is it exactly? I apologize for looking out because I cannot memorize all this stuff, and I know there are some other changes as well to some other sports. And I'm going to go over them briefly right now before going over the basketball for both men and women. Now, men's wrestling is like 30-day window and instead of 45, and it begins after the Division One Men's Wrestling Championships for the selection. Men's ice hockey is now it's 15 days, starting the Monday after the final of the Division One Men's Ice Hockey Championship. And it's kind of the same thing on the head coaching, and I'll discuss this in the men's basketball, but exact same concept. When a head coach change occurs, an additional 15-day period will open 5 days after the new head coach is announced. If a new head coach is not announced within 30 days of the previous head coach's departure, and the 31st day of the head coach's departure is after the championship game, a 15-day window will open. The additional, of course, now the track and field for both men and women recommended the removal of the transporter window that previously opened after the indoor track and field season. Moving forward, the track and field student athletes will still have like a 30-day window that opens the day after selections for Division One men's and women's outdoor field track and field championships, as well as like the one that occurs at the end of the fall. Now, the NCAA cabinet unanimously voted to create a national collegiate championships in acrobatics and tumbling and in stunt. For the championships to be approved, Division 2 and 3 also must approve them at their respective business sessions Friday. Additionally, the cabinet unanimously approved the addition of women's flag football to the emerging sport for women program effective immediately. Teams at schools that sponsor the sport will count toward the requirement that 40 schools sponsor the sport and meet the minimum contest requirements for it to be considered an NCAA championship. So there's that. Now, for the men's and women's basketball, it's now 15 days instead of 30 days, and it'll take effective immediately right after the respective national title championships. Basically, the women's basketball transfer portal will be open April 6th through April 20th. The men, April 7th through April 21st. And additionally, like I said earlier, when for a different sport, like when a head coaching change occurs, a 15-day window will open 5 days after a new head coach is hired or publicly announced. If a head coach is not announced within 30 days of the coach's departure and on the 31st day after the national championship, a 15-day window will then open. That additional window is only available after the portal window opens through January 2nd. Kind of same thing for men's hockey as well that I didn't go over. As we all know, the Division One men's and women's basketball oversight committees proposed the new transfer portal in November. I'm all for this idea, honestly. One, make it easier for the coaches in terms of the amount of days and everything for starters. Two, this makes the coaches focus on the games more instead of, who's going to not be here next year that's leaving to the transfer portal. And we all know the current NCAA transfer portal for both of these sports would be going on through the NCAA tournament anyway. And it also gives schools a chance to retain their players better with the new head coach. And maybe that doesn't happen still, but at least they give them that opportunity. It makes it easier for the fans to know who's on the team for next year that's not a senior and not like for the men's side like a one and done, like in terms of like the NBA draft or even after sophomore year or junior year, but you get the whole point. And it makes it easier for the players as well to know, hey, so and so is going to be back next year instead of going to the transfer portal. And I just know college athletics as a whole is still a mess. I know it is. And there needs to be something done. I think collective bargaining eventually needs to happen. I also think they need to find a way to enforce the tampering issues. I know the NCAA punished Oklahoma State women's tennis for the exact same thing. And that was when they had then head coach Chris Young. They punished them. Why not for the other sports? I don't get it. But maybe they're going to do something about it eventually. But the way it is right now, college athletics, it's just not sustainable. It's not just a tennis problem for tampering. It happens in every sport, whether you like it or not. And I'm disappointed for those who do tamper. It's basically like, are you really going to cheat to win? Seriously. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So my money this course like video. Comment really helps YouTube background. Some more people see us. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people could watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well.